Should I do more? Possibly. How do I do more? Not a clue, and that's why it's not happening currently, because I am someone who needs to sit and think and stew and stress and drive myself absolutely up a wall until I finally just do the thing. Hi, I'm Kate, and welcome to Always Tuck and Roll. We discuss life, the universe, and everything through the lens of autism, because autistic. I'm just realizing that this is a different angle than I usually use, kind of, and I'm not quite sure what's different. I'm not at my most observant. At all. Last week I was a hot mess. This week, there's no change. I may be less frazzled. No. I am equally as frazzled as I was last week, but I may be mentally more put together. I think we all know that's not true. And that's okay. We don't have to be put together, we just have to put effort into something. Which is fun because, like, Tuesday I was specifically ordered by my therapist to do nothing all day, which is harder than it sounds because, like, it is so easy to do nothing. But when you're trying to get your brain to relax and, like, do nothing, it's hard to not think of every single thing that you actually have to do or should be doing. And, I mean, I hate the word should. We've talked about that. It's a terrible word. It puts a lot of pressure on us that we don't need, and also, who said should? Like, who makes the decision on what should or shouldn't? Okay, that's a whole other thing. I'm approaching a year of doing this now, and I'm realizing how little I've learned and how much I've learned at the same time. And it's a very interesting dichotomy. And on the one hand, I feel like I have definitely been putting effort into doing this. On the other hand, I feel like I could put a ton more effort into it. But every single time I try to try harder, my brain kind of melts. And sometimes it's literally the effort of trying to figure out this or come up with ideas, or but also sometimes it's also life getting in the way and taking up the space and my bandwidth. And sometimes it's both. I'm sort of in a both situation. I'm going to preface this next statement by saying I'm fine, everyone is fine, but I have been to the local ER so many times lately that the security guard knows us. But everyone is fine. Everyone is out of the hospital. And it's all good in the hood. We're good. But, like, lots of noise and beeping, lots of late nights, lots of just craziness and uncertainty, so we're coming through. Oh, and my old boss works there now, which that was one of my old bosses. I've had so many old bosses, but, like, one that there was always friction, so it was, like, really fun to, like, be in the same space, even, like, in a tiny little elevator, and not talk to each other at all. Like, I think recognition, eye contact, and then zip the lips. And that's good. Did not almost had a panic attack in the lobby, or in the ER, which, would have been an interesting place to have a panic attack, except for no, this got garbled. I feel like it was going so well until I went off the reservation mentally again. Everyone's fine, everything is fine. Sorry, I went down like a rabbit hole of, like, on Homestar Runner when Homestar kills Strongbad's computer with the soda and, like, leaves a note up like, everything's fine, nothing's broken, and then the laptop's been blue screened of death. that's where I'm at right now. Just a lot of fragmented references to things. Again, I've been doing this for like a year now, and I have no idea what I'm doing still. Because every time I try to dive deeper into the notion, it becomes too hard. Which feels like a cop-out. Like a huge, huge cop-out. And it probably is. But realistically, like, this is me trying to figure stuff out. And I think part of this is like it's literally me fighting my own brain chemistry. The the autism, the ADHD, they, they fight each other, they mask each other, they like to hang out. And they like to really make it hard for me to put a good mental foot forward. And I'm not blaming them. That's just, this is the first time, like this past year is the first time in my life I've tried to do anything while knowing from the beginning that I do have disabilities to overcome. And it's not getting in the way of it, but it is illustrating that there is and has always been a problem that, like, sometimes I can completely ignore it, and other times I'm completely, like, stopped in my tracks by it. And so, with every video, I'm trying to push through all of the negative chaos, because there's a lot of really very negative, intrusive thoughts, especially about, like, this and everything and the world and situations, and we live in some chaotic times. I clearly am still having trouble putting thoughts together. It feels more disjointed than usual, and I'm sorry. I am curious to see, this is my first take, and I'm curious to see if, like, I can actually, if this is the one that gets used, because it's almost never the first take ever. And that's okay. Lots of people practice and do stuff. I should probably edit more out of, like, no one needs to see me staring off into space trying to figure out where I lost my train of thought. Not unlike is currently happening right now, but I think it's all related to the same topic, so we're just gonna go with it. So I don't know if I'm gonna do anything special for, like, 1 year of doing this, because realistically, I did skip a whole month here. So is it really a 1 year anniversary when it rolls around if I took a month off? And I'm still mentally frustrated with myself for even needing to take that month off, but I promise you that I did. And honestly, last week, this week, probably should have skipped for the same reasons as, like, I think the entire month of July. But I gave myself Tuesday and Wednesday to just let my internal system calm down and try to catch up with, like, everything going on around me. And today I really think that I will feel better if I do this, be productive once today. Kind of, because it is like there's a whole progression of doing things. You gotta film it, you gotta upload it, you gotta edit it, and then actually upload it to everything. I have refined the process a few times. I think I finally have a process that isn't, like, terrible. Using limited free software, I've gone through a few iterations where it was like, it would take hours just to get stuff uploaded so I could edit it, just so I could splice it all back together so that I could actually put it on YouTube. So the process has gotten smoother, so progress there. I can confirm that. But overall, I don't know if I'm better at like any of the other parts of it. And that's okay. I'm still learning. And I'm still debating if I need to, like, should I do more? Possibly. How do I do more? Not a clue, and that's why it's not happening currently. Because I am someone who needs to sit and think and stew and stress and drive myself absolutely up a wall until I finally just do the thing. I don't know if that's a healthy process, I'll be perfectly honest. It seems really frustrating, but only because, like, it is really frustrating, and I feel like it could be streamlined, but at the same time, like, I can only do things so fast, so much, so often, so all of the things. I feel like my brain just kind of completely blanked out, but mostly it's like I lost my thesaurus, my mental thesaurus. Now I'm thinking of that episode of Arthur where they talk about thesaurus. I liked the concept of it being a big dinosaur. It was fun. Dinosaurs are cool. Though I feel like I need a new, like, favorite dinosaur because I was always into velociraptors, but now, like, everyone's into velociraptors and it feels less. It doesn't feel the same. I have to really think about how I feel about dinosaurs now. I mean, I love them, I just maybe need a new one. I don't know. Favorite of anything is super, super hard for the record because, like, what does that mean? And for the moment, like, I don't have a favorite song or artist or anything because I have like a scale of things that I like or like a list of stuff, and it's really like whatever moments are. Every moment is different for what I prefer the most, which makes a lot of sense for someone who needs rigidity. This has nothing to do with anything. What, dinosaurs and no, no. This is about everything and nothing all at once. So we're on brand. I don't have a brand. I'm still maybe contemplating like starting a t-shirt thing, but I'm having a hard time dealing with like tax ID stuff because like the legalities of stuff, you want to see if something works, but you do all of the work to do it, and then you don't know if it's going to work out or not. And that's a whole reason why a lot of things don't happen, because uncertainty means I get stuck in my head and I don't move forward with things. Because, like, honestly, we should already be at the 1 year of this, because I thought about doing this for like 6 months before I started doing it, realistically. So, you know, promptness is maybe not. I can plan for things. I cannot plan to do things. This is every week that I do this successfully. It means I have planned and executed something, start to finish. That is not what I do. I fill in the blanks for people. That is usually my role in life. To just like, you tell me what needs to happen, I will make it happen. But like the what has to happen, that's not my thing. So it's one thing I have to keep reminding myself throughout this process as I fumble through this whole experience. And that is, I'm working not only outside of my comfort zone, but I'm working outside of my wheelhouse on so many levels. I mean, my only true wheelhouse is not knowing when to shut up. So, here we are. So many thoughts just went through my head. I'm sure you could, like, see them almost, because they felt very palpable. But this is gonna get a little bit more crazy and redundant and whatever. So maybe we'll just end here for the day, because I'm still trying to figure out if this was worth posting. We'll find out. I mean, it's really an objective thought, and it'll probably just to see if I can do it, if I'm comfortable with doing it. I don't know, but this has also been a lesson in getting more comfortable with myself. Even though I am extremely comfortable in my own skin, I'm not comfortable in my own skin when I'm in the world at all. So, mostly because I just don't want to be there. Yes, that's a whole other tangent for a whole other day, and we'll get there. And maybe when I figure out what the exact 1 year anniversary is, we'll really dive into this whole thing and see what works and what doesn't. I mean, I probably am supposed to be doing that the whole time, but like, that's a lot of headspace that I don't have processing power for currently, so we'll get there. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Just have a good treat. Take care of yourself. It's a beautiful day outside, so the windows tell me. And when all else fails, don't forget, just tuck and roll. Which feels like a cop-out. Like a huge, huge cop-out. And it probably is. But realistically, like, this is me trying to figure stuff out.